avoid the guards, and
Happens
bring
all
them
the time
to
with
the shop.
movies,
Just
TV
make sure
shows.
those gems are still flawless when you get there.
Apparently the Sly movie is on hiatus now because the Ratchet and Clank movie is bad. I mean, it has nothing to do with Sly, but there's just another reason now for them not to make it. This kind of shit happens, I don't know. It just sucks. It sucks more for the fans, but... it's too bad it has to be that way. Too bad people with just a passion can't just make everything, but sadly money is a big deal and I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. It's not to say there's not good things still, but cases of sequels and shit like that. Dude, what the fuck? I'm sucking ass. It's unfortunate.
Good job, Sly. That's one huge rock.
One huge. Ugh, I need to take a piss. Sly's gotten 4 games, but it's not like it's fucking didn't get shit. I'm not saying there shouldn't be more, but... About Jet Set Radio, man. Oh, hungry as fuck, but can't really do any eating. Or can I? Let me see. No, I don't think. Fuck. Probably shouldn't have done all that sody. Oh, I need to not have any soda. Goodbye. I should get some water or some tea or whatever. Tide over the hunger. Sometimes I wish I could just suppress my hunger, but then I'd probably die, so. Maybe the threshold to feel hungry would be a little different. There's medicine for that kind of shit, but... eh. That was a real tongue with like wetness and everything. In the lore, are these like...
Two gems down, one to go.
It's just like a fucking animal like encased. So these feel like filler missions, you know? We just like run around the city like normal. Just grab a random amount of some object. Not really filler, but they take longer than most and they're not really too special. They're fun enough just because the base movement's fun, but decent amount of this shit. Yeah, it just passes right through it. Like you have to press circle.
All right, I'll just make sure you get those gems to the shop in one piece.
What do you want?
I'm here to buy the thief outfit.
Sorry, I do not believe one such as yourself could meet my price. Good day.
Oh, that's too bad. I guess I'll just have to go bet these gems on the camel races.
Wait, you have gems? Let me see.
Man, these rocks are so heavy, I can barely lift them. You want the gems? I want the outfit. Do we have a deal?
Indeed. If you want to purchase these old rags, who am I to object? All sales final, no returns.
Sly, I've been talking to Salim, and it's obvious that outfit is the key to his success. He claims it was once owned by a real genie, and that it could actually slow time. Fascinating.
Well, the only reason he's any good is because he got some fucking piece of gear that carried him.
Influenced your ancestor back
What a
with
lame
like
ass.
spares, slow motion technique. In any event, only someone possessing the famed Cooper focus can pull it off.
Am I supposed to do something here, maybe? Okay, I was like, what the fuck? There's no mini map. This just shows the costume.
While wearing the thief outfit, press the R2 button to activate your ability.
Yeah, pay to win, dude.
Good job, Sly. Although it seems we have another problem. Salim tells me that Miss Decibel is constantly changing the locations of the captured thieves, which makes them almost impossible to track. It's going to be... Hold on, Sly. I'm picking something up. Sweet sunspots. Sly, the Paradox is here. He's meeting with Miss Decibel right now.
Sounds like the perfect opportunity for a little eavesdropping.
Jesus,
Great idea.
that booty.
One thing, that outfit won't fool these guards. They know the locals and they'll peg you for a stranger immediately. You should just stay out of sight.
Thanks for the info, Bentley.
They weren't fucking around when they threw that thick booty on there. Good lord. Mega thick. Mamma mia.
Sly, press the triangle button to use that sword. Way to go, Sly.
I'll never
Now
hear
you better
that.
Get going. Sly, don't let anyone see you. If the guards see you, it's over, Sly.
Something, something, bury dick and ass. King
Watch where you're
Arthur.
pointing that trunk. That trunk of yours is one of a kind, Cherie. Never change it.
I was hoping you would say that.
What a fucking silver tongue.
So, please tell me the operation is going according to plan.
Of course, everything is progressing splendidly. I have those raggedy little thieves completely under my control. I've never seen better forgeries. The documents they're producing are of the highest quality.
Perfect. Once I get them back to the present day and my royal lineage is discovered, my wealth and power will be unstoppable.
Well, there is one teensy little problem. We still need to feed our little worker bees, but our supplies are running low. The one who calls himself the Panther seems to work best when I feed him scorpion claws. Disgusting!
Yeah, very well. I shall have some delivered immediately. Whatever it takes to keep these vermin working. Oh, and one more thing. Tell your guards if they don't capture Cooper, I will have them all fired and then executed.
Sly, did you hear that?
Why not just
They're
execute it?
creating a false royal identity for Le Paradox in the present day. If that happens, he'll be close to
Remember to bring a
untouchable.
handkerchief next time.
They also need a delivery. The Panther needs scorpion claws. Maybe we can make that work for us.
Perfect. And I just had my tail shampooed.
I hope those filthy little thieves are being productive.
You should warn me before you do that. Cherie, your outfit is so stylish today. It is like the most luxurious tent. It must be yours, the camel hair. My dear, how graceful you are. You are like an entire dancing troupe.
How kind of you to say, darling, and every word is true.
Tell me, what do you think of this little sand pit?
Well, darling, this dry environment plays absolute havoc with my sinuses. My music practice has been atrocious lately. Would you like to hear that?
Not really, but I want you to hear me. Do not fail me like those other idiots, Cherie. I'd hate to see you stranded here permanently.
Oh, I'll make sure that doesn't happen.
Good, because the others have failed. Even Penelope, and she was the smart one. But now I have to turn my back on her. You understand.
Oh, yes, of course. Everything will go precisely as planned. Although, I must trouble you for some camel cheese. Absolutely horrid stuff, but the thief called the Tiger seems to rely on it, and our reserves are almost depleted.
Can't we just starve these filthy hoodlums into submission? Fine. I will send a delivery boy.
Or delivery. Sly, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
One might say you have a
Camel cheese?
I must remember to bring a handkerchief next time.
The camel cheese might be delicious. What the fuck?
Sweatbox the better. So, any more
Oh,
requests?
no, sweetums, I believe that's all. As soon as the documents are complete, I will deliver them personally.
Magnifique! Then I should have them very soon.
Oh, wait, there is one last itty-bitty little thing. The one called the Lion seems to favor cobra tails, and you know how troublesome those are to obtain.
Fine, you shall have them. But I had better get those papers quickly.
Boy, I'd hate to be the guy.
I don't know if you can milk a camel.
Tails.
You could probably milk fucking everything. For all I know.
Sly, I've got a crazy idea. That outfit may not work on the guards, but I bet outsiders like Le Paradox and Miss Decibel wouldn't know the difference. She's expecting deliveries for the thieves, right? Try using the outfit to impersonate the delivery boy. If they buy it, we'll know where the thieves are being kept.
Excellent idea, Bentley. And just to ensure it's foolproof, I'm gonna use my
No, Sly, don't say it.
Italian accent.
I said crazy, Sly, not suicidal. While wearing the thief outfit, press the R2 button to activate your ability. Sly, press the triangle button to use that sword.
Also, we could use the slow-mo for more than just Pulling down switches, man. I'll go for that treasure, but alright, fucking here, man.
And who is this little peepsqueak?
Yes, identify yourself immediately.
It's a me, the delivery boy. You were called?
I don't recognize your scruffy features.
The other boys are out to sick. Something about the snake bites.
Is there something wrong with your voice?
No, I've talked like this my whole life.
How droll.
I see. Well, if you're really the delivery person, then you would know the usual orders, no? What food does the panther require?
Why, the panther loves the scorpion claws.
He appears to be legitimate.
Thank goodness. Here are the delivery locations.
Doesn't he recognize all the Coopers, man? Wouldn't that be like an important
Why
thing?
it's a good thing we're in Arabia, because in Italy that accent would
There's
be
no other
considered a
raccoons
felony.
even in existence that we've seen other than Coopers, man. He's just fucking showing off right in front of them. Showboating right in front of their fucking tent. What are they fucking in there, dude? I'd imagine it required this fucking skunk's entire body to bring that bitch any pleasure. Just shoves himself in that booty, man. Huh. I guess that guy has some rare taste, man. Some exotic tastes, future tastes. Wonder how it tastes, man. Wonder how water out of the camel's hump tastes, man. There's water in that, right? That's not what that is. Wonder if it's filled with any weird, like, nutrient bullshit. Or if it's just, like, normal ass water. Or if I don't understand camels very well, man. All I know is what I know from video games. Never seen a camel in reality, man. That tastes like camel fat. Gross. So why does he want all of their canes, man? That's the part I don't get. Guess we'll find out.
Okay, Salim, we know that Decibel has the Panther somewhere in that tower. Trying to go through the palace itself would be impossible. Luckily, this carpet shop is going to save us the trouble.
Ah, yes. Honest Hassan's Carpets. He owns many shops, but he is not so honest. Trust me. In fact, we used to run a flying carpet scam where he would pretend to be...
Kinda pressed for time here.
Fine. Please continue.
So, according to my diagrams, the shop is connected to the tower. There's a vent system on the side of the building. All you have to do is crawl through the vents, and it will lead you straight into the shop. From there, you can make your way through the shop's interior to the tower.
You make it sound so easy. I would like to see you crawl through vents when you are my age.
Talk to you inside the shop. Good luck!
You're good, dude. Fuck me, man.
I wonder if this Bentley will have me jumping through hoops next. First, I grab the rope. Then I press the R2 button to climb up or down like lightning.
Magic carpet.
Wait, this room doesn't match my blueprints? It must have been renovated recently. Give me a minute to figure this out.
Oh, by Aladdin's beard. Do you not know that rule number 37 in the Thieves' Handbook is expect the unexpected, foresee the unforeseen, predict the unpredictable?
Keep your turban on. My sonar readings show an old passageway through a cave system beneath the floor. Let's see. Massive payload, angle of incidence, relative humidity divided by 2. Got it. Celine, if we could drop that pallet of carpets in the corner, it should smash a hole in the floor straight through to the caverns below.
We? It seems that I will be doing all the work.
How about we just talk when you reach the passageway?
What a likable dude.
You're mine!
Oh, figured we'd just have a fisticuffs, but that's not.
Snakes! Why did it have to be snakes?
That's a movie reference. Wow. Crazy. Look how the only reason this shit is useful is because there's snakes in these pots. And they go up the fucking pole. Pretty half-assed reason to be useful. Yeah, the carpet's good. A lot of these guys, their abilities haven't made a whole lot of sense for what they are. Like, the dude just launches up walls or whatever. What was the first guy? I did like a super jump. I guess that was fine. K-Man climbing.
You probably just want to avoid them.
Shut
but
up, Bentley.
destroying those
Fuck.
nesting mounds will clear them out. Keep moving forward and you should reach the base of the tower.
Fucking Bentley always talking. Yeah. Nothing crazy. It's always just more like the way they look. It's good this guy actually has like a hover. The other guys didn't really have a hover. That's something that I enjoy on Sly.
Oh no, I just stuck my hand in. Ugh. Shall I bring you back some scorpions, Bentley? They taste just like chicken.
No thanks. I'm trying to cut back. Keep going, Celine. The tower entry point is just above your current position.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. The costumes seem more involved than the entire new characters,
Now you just have
which
to
is
make
odd.
your way to the top of the tower.
Of course, climbing, my favorite.
I don't see an access point, but that lever looks worth investigating. And be careful not to
Oh, okay, Bentley. Jesus Christ, dude.
see the nests in here.
Yeah, the first guy just had like a super jump that you had to just target. That was it. But then the armor had like flame resistance, like counters. It was still pretty weak, even for a costume, but still almost as much as the first character had, and it's like the shittiest costume. And it's just, I think it's odd. Ugh. One thing I think is odd is that the first, like the old Western level, had music that fit the level, and this one's kind of like whatever. Like a lot of them don't really have any music. Isn't a big deal. It's like, why did they? Wonder why they decided not to do that. I don't hate this guy's mechanic though. I mean, at least it's fast, unlike the guy who launches up in the air.
I would much rather be riding a camel with 3 humps.
Dude just falls off.
I would much rather be riding a camel with 3 humps.
You're mine!
Thanks for the timing.
I would much rather be riding a camel with 3 humps.
Is that really necessary? How long it takes, man?
1,000 thank yous once again for this most excellent idea.
Oh, I didn't expect to actually get that one.
Oh, cobras in baskets! The
What?
perfect gift.
I pressed the fucking button, dude.
I'll tie you in a knot!
Oh, cobras in baskets! The perfect gift.
Yeah, I feel like they'll do some kind of finale or some shit. Because they all have to get their shit back anyways. Their canes or whatever. So maybe they're gonna... So they're just handing them all back to them in the very end. Maybe they'll have them all actually have a moment of gameplay.
All these blades and traps. Just what the whole thief wants to see.
That would make it all worth it. More consistent just to jump.
This lucky fellow is getting some rest.
the strange sonic frequency modulations emitted by that device are causing it. I've seen this type of thing once before on a mission in Prague. But this is on a whole new level. Mind control by music. It's genius. Well, evil genius.
Then all hope is lost.
No, we just need to disable the device before freeing him. But we have to proceed carefully, or we risk turning his brain into jelly.
What is this jelly?
Oh, sort of like Baba Ganoush or hummus, but fruity.
Ew.
Exactly. Just give me a closer look at that thing so I can turn it off. Great, Salim. I'll take it from here.
Oh, gyro. Whew.
My brother, are you all right?
Oh, my head. Where am I?
You have been imprisoned, hypnotized, and compelled to create forgeries by that evil elephant. But I have freed you from her mesmerizing music. With, you know...
If they're
some
hypnotized,
That's
why
I'm hungry. Did you bring me anything to eat?
do they need to
Perhaps
be
some nice
brought
roasted
food?
scorpion tails? Maybe some camel milk?
Amazing! I climb halfway to the stars to rescue you, and you expect camel milk? Why do I bother?
I don't know why it didn't sell well, man. I mean, the game's fine. It's not that different than 2 and 3. I mean, I joke about some of the problems, but that's just because we've been playing so many of these. That there's not a whole lot of the positives for me to talk about because it's not that different. It's all about the same good shit as the other ones. I don't know why it didn't sell well. Might just be the times. Interested 3D platformers. Maybe marketing wasn't there. Might be too similar. It didn't get, I feel like an average of like a 7 for ratings too isn't like terribly juicy. When you think about it, you know? Could be the length. This might be the last world, like proper world. Maybe people might have an issue with that. I don't know. I mean, it's still like a 10 to 15 hour game. That's without me doing like collectibles. I mean, the length's still there for a 3D platformer. Yeah, it might just be platformers. It'd been a really long time since the last Sly game. It could be that the interest in Sly just wasn't there. Different developer. Really big gap between 3. I don't know how popular Sly 3 was. It might have been already on the way out at the time. Platformers weren't really huge. Might have had shitty marketing. I guess there could be a number of things. The game's good, but nobody said it was excellent. And I feel like maybe it needed to be excellent to kind of reignite interest. Otherwise, it just kind of turns into like a Prince of Persia movie tie-in one, like the last Prince of Persia that came out and people don't even remember. That game was fine, but it wasn't like amazing. So I just kind of felt like a shitty time. This was kind of like a similar thing. I don't know. It'd be cool to understand why, for sure. $200 for a scorpion tail one.
Sly, this is going to get dicey. Security has definitely been beefed up. Those turrets are too well protected to attack directly. Ordinarily, I'd hack the security
It
system.
feels,
It'd take some time, and we need to hurry.
although it's a good game, like mechanically sound.
This may be our only chance.
So, what are you thinking, Bentley?
I think we need to use some smoke.
Feels got like it's got less spirit, less charm.
The mirrors.
But it might be just because I've played so many of them in a row. Gotta make sure to separate the overexposure to the series and like the actual game's issues.
He can guide you to a secure location.
Hopefully he's had his nap today.
Just make sure you.
Cause I don't even want to do the collectibles, where normally I would,
Otherwise, you're
even if they were this pointless. Three had a lot of mini games and like fun, really tight controls on like every little mini game and shit. A lot of variety, a lot of levels. So did 2. This one, it's got all those things, but I don't think it does it to the same level.
Drop smoke bombs with the R1 button and boost my speed with the.
It's definitely not bad though. When people say that it's like a 6 or like really shit, it's hard to understand because it doesn't seem like that different from the usual. Oh, I see this one.
Ears are ringing. That'll smoke it out.
Oh, I missed really. 2013 had a lot of really good games. Yeah, I don't remember the exact releases in 2013. I remember when this came out. There's a few podcasts I'd been watching at the time that people were repping it, but I never played the rest of the series and I didn't have a PS3. Doesn't help it was an exclusive.
Oh yeah, right on the button. How do you like that?
Granted, the other ones were exclusive, but
Okay, Sly,
it's not a powerhouse
Okay,
franchise.
Celine, we're on.
Follow me close.
Exclusivity's not helping
Don't fall
it.
behind.
Stay alive.
I'll be right on your tail.
The speed boost will get me out of trouble and away from
Well, it all was in
enemies.
2013 though. I wish I remembered my years. I make so many old games and new games that sometimes I forget. I could probably think of, I mean, I could think of shit that generation, but yeah, a lot of competition possibly. I mean, fuck. That's a good point. I don't doubt it. You're definitely probably right there. Oh yeah, shit, man. GTA 5 Last of Us was critically like huge. I mean, GTA 5's like one of the best-selling games ever. It might be the best-selling game. Like the most money
That'll smoke him out.
made. I'm not 100% sure, but it's what's up there.
Age before beauty.
No, you mean wisdom before you.
Would you two get going?
Just waiting on the wise guy, Bentley.
On the PS Series competition, yeah, that's what I mean. It needed to be excellent. I feel like it's just a solid Sly game. It's not really that different. It looks a little better. It's got its ups and its downs. It needs to be like significantly crazier. I think that is the problem, is that it is pretty much the same shit.
How do you like them smoke signals?
In some ways, not for the best.
Pull it together, Bentley.
But overall, I'd say it's a good game. I mean, it's not bad. I'm not like bored. I just don't want to do like the side shit. I just want to do the exciting stuff.
Airmail. Bombs away. Direct hit.
Open sesame.
Like, you can say that the story doesn't matter very much, and it doesn't matter that much at all. But there was some charm in the story and the dialogue, and like even just the heists. The heists made like sense in a weird way, and you could see like the progression, and it was kind of fun because you're stealing shit, and the enemies were kind of lame, but it was kind of like the fun of them. Like, I don't really care about like a kids games like story and all that, but it did have its charm and shit. We were definitely more into it, like joking around about Murray and Valley and shit. This one, there's just not as much of that all around. Not bad, but it's just not like running on all cylinders. Yeah, I definitely think like a delay would have been better for it.
Not a genie. Now, why don't you help me with
If you
this
released
door?
this nowadays, it'd probably sell a lot more. People are kind of in like this 3D platformer thing.
So you got lucky.
Since everybody's getting excited about them, I feel like everybody else feels like they should be excited about 3D platformers. Like kind of a, I don't want to say resurgence, but kind of a celebration of nostalgia. There's not a whole lot of like new IPs. I mean, Ukulele, like Hat in Time, but those are like living in like the shadow of other games. Like Ukulele, like Banjo-Kazooie, just not as good. And Hat in Time's trying to do like, I guess it's more fresh, but it's still trying to do like the Sunshine. Like they pretty much tell you straight out that they're really going for a particular game's feel. I feel like it's more celebration and nostalgia or some shit, if that makes sense. Like a lot of remakes, a lot of entries in old franchises like Mario, but Mario always just innovates within itself.
The stench in here is making my eyes water. I feel sorry for your friend.
So I feel like if they made another one, now would be the time.
Well, unfortunately, that might be the lion's song.
I'll be real with you.
Always hated doing laundry.
Playing the Spyro games again sounds more exciting than playing another Sly game, so I don't know. I would play another one in a heartbeat, but they need to change it up. Or just make a godly version of what they already have. Because 2 and 3 are like the same shit, with just slight differences in like activities and just overall polish. And this one's pretty much 2 and 3, but without some of 3's polish on the activities and shit. And the charm. I don't know, I'm talking in circles a bit, so I'm trying to keep the game. I'm trying to think about what I'm saying. Like, not think about what I'm saying, but what I feel about it while I'm talking. It's kind of a weird one to figure out. I just feel like maybe there wasn't as much interest in Sly, man. I don't know. Like, was Sly ever that big of a fucking series? I don't know how much it sold originally. I mean, we can't judge how much it sold back then by today's standards, but still. I mean, just from my experience just hearing about the series, it never seemed like the most hype one. I was always considered good, but it was just kind of like another 3D platformer series. But that's probably because I didn't play them at the time. I mean, shit, there's shit that's hype right now that I don't even consider anything. That's just because I'm not playing them, so it could just be that. I didn't have Sony systems back then, I didn't care to. Like I do now. I just do everything. I'd really like to see what kind of marketing they did for it. I remember that it came out, but I don't remember seeing a whole lot of stuff on it. I just remember hearing a couple people talk about it word of mouth. Hopefully they didn't think it would just sell on its own merit after like 8 years of not having a Sly game. Number system seller, okay. Maybe it did better than I'd like to think. We've definitely had enough people come in here to know about it, but I'd argue we had more people come in here with Jack and Spyro. and crash. This game's definitely the smallest amount of people been in here. It shows that not that as many people played it. Big fan of the first game. yeah, I see it's like, I don't know, it might just be one of those weird cases, man. Or just a decent game just kind of got forgotten, foreshadowed. Maybe something else at that exact moment was out and it just got eclipsed. I don't know. I wish I could rewind time and like see it just for a moment, just out of curiosity, but I'm curious what people's complaints were in the reviews. Also, this boss sucks. It's the same shit every time. It takes way too long. Some of these cycles for enemies are just way too long. They get dry. Like the idea of this is fine, but sometimes the execution's not really interesting. This game is probably the easiest one. Well, the bosses are good. The bosses are an upgrade, I think. It's a lot more dodging and getting through cool phases and then just doing damage real quick. The QTE thing wasn't that great, but some of the bosses, I'd say that's an actual upgrade alongside the visuals. But I'd hope the visuals are upgraded, man. It's a fucking next-gen game. Or gen past the originals. Oh, next-gen makes it sound like it's...
Oh, I had a terrible nightmare.
This
I
gen.
was being charmed like a snake and could not break free. That was no nightmare, my friend. Salim, you were in my dream too. You brought me many delicious snacks.
What is with you guys and all the food?
Salim, who is this insolent pup? Oh, don't worry about him. He is a friend who helped rescue you. In fact, he is my assistant.
Assistant? What are you talking about?
Sly, play along. It's better if less people know what's going on anyway.
Great. It's gonna be a long day.
Oh, and don't forget what's left of that device, Sly. I'm almost done with a little invention of my own.
The auto embed, of course, huh? On a fucking like ancient review. Long load times, wonky motion controls. What did they give it? I hate to make you keep checking, but I don't know if you have it on hand. Well, the long load times, the shitty FPS, the motion controls are bad. They're hardly game breakers. I wouldn't drop it more than a point. Not that I'm going to give it a score, but a lot of the scores from what I've heard are pretty low. Oh, they gave it an 8? Yeah, okay. I could see an 8. I'd have to think about this one if I were to give it something. Since I've played so many in a row, the appeal is not there as much. It would need to be pretty crazy for me to be as into it as I was for 2 and 3. So I don't want to let that influence it too much. I can respect an 8 for sure. I don't think I'd give it something as low as a 6. I could maybe see it. 7 to 8. I could see that. If you're not really used to the series, maybe a 9 if it's your first one, but I'd feel bad giving it a 9. I don't think it's a 9. 7 to 8 sounds fair. If I had to give it something. A lot of content. You know, people say that, but really it's just collectibles. When you think about the content, there's only 5 levels so far. If you think about the bottle percentages, every level has 20%. So this would be 100% of bottles if we finish this. Now there might be more later, but it's probably just gonna be one-off shit. You can argue that's still good. That's still pretty good. But the other games ran as long as this, not more. Just for the main story. They didn't even have that many collectibles. They got rid of collectibles and they had longer run times. It's not bad content for sure, but if you compared them, it's definitely not as strong. And the collectibles are pretty... That's pretty much bait for fucking time, man. The game's not really been a collectathon ever. It's not that kind of... Not that kind of platformer. They don't make it that fun to like go around and grab shit. The message bottles are probably the most fun thing. And you get some paltry shit for it.
Okay, Murray, the thief known as the Tiger is being held inside that taxi shop. My data shows the interior is small.
Lower price though for the content, I guess, isn't bad. It's interesting. It's a budget title. Has that ever worked out for anything? I feel like that could be part of it. I need to keep talking as we play, but Bentley's always fucking talking, dude, just nonstop.
Was pretty straightforward. You and Sly go in through the front door. After that, your muscles should be enough to handle the situation.
I feel like there's something about budget titles that like scare people.
Biceps are itching to go to work.
I mean, it was a Vita game as well, so maybe that's why they justify the price as being lower. Maybe they had to match the Vita price. Because I think all handheld, I don't think there's been any handheld system that had games the same price as consoles. Also, for a last gen game, feels like it's closer to PS2. Maybe that's the Vita talking. I don't know. But since it's more stylized, I can't really, like, judge it on that. I'm just thinking maybe people were thinking that. A lot of nostalgia. I think it lives in the nostalgia too much. It doesn't innovate for shit. It's the same shit.
Right there.
And not done as well.
Easier than taking pizza from a baby.
Still good.
I think you mean candy, buddy.
Oh yeah, I love candy.
I think we need to be careful here, Murray. Something feels off.
Uh-oh.
Murray!
They're bundled together? Jesus, man. I mean, generous of them. Maybe they were trying to think. Maybe they were trying to,
Right, Sly? Sly? Where are you, buddy?
I'm over
sell
here, Murray.
Vitas with that offer?
Hey, Sly, where are
Like, I don't know, like,
I'm not sure.
would
pal.
that sell
It looks
Vitas?
like we found the secret entrance to something.
Sly! Murray, come in!
Not really.
What are you there?
Bentley? I think you're breaking up.
Sly, I don't think I can get over this wall.
Maybe it would make the game more enticing. Wow, I get 2 of the game, you know.
And we seem to have
I get it
lost
on both
the
systems. This is a good deal. Let's do it. Even though it doesn't really
Let's just keep
matter.
moving forward. There's bound to be a way out around here somewhere.
I mean, maybe
I see some kind of
the only I could see it selling Vitas is like you could, because it has cross save, so maybe like you could play it on the go or something. Like, oh, that'd be cool. I could play this game I like on the PS3 on the go. I mean, nothing helped the Vita, obviously. Nothing really sold shit. I don't think anything helped Vita sell many systems, many units, but I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I'd prefer people do that, I guess. Have both versions. Really, I feel like if you own a game, you buy it once, you should own it on all systems that it ever comes out on.
Yes!
Unless it's actually been like changed. Like remasters? you could argue some remasters are so pussy that you should just be able to own them for free. They wouldn't make the remasters then, but that's fine. Just put them on PSN, just give them to me for free. But the problem is, they wouldn't sell. Because people playing games for the first time nowadays are not going to go back and buy, like, Chrono Trigger or some shit. They're just not. I'm probably an exception, very, very much an exception to the rule. I'm not saying that like as a bragging point. That's just how it is. So all of the sales for putting anything on the eShop, PSN, remasters is all like nostalgia. There's some new people to shit, but I feel like the hype train of the nostalgic people is what sells half of the people who are getting into it for the first time. People don't care about experiencing old games or rewinding their mind back or, you know, the history of the game, gaming in general. Like, just not an interest. I would love if things were just tied to like global accounts. I think where it would really come into play is not for nostalgia, like owning a PS2 game and being able to play it on the PS4. I think it's for like the current gen, you know, like just that gen. Like, if you own it on the PS4, you can play it digitally on the Xbox or on PC. Between GOG, Steam. GOG has that, GOG Link or whatever, where you can play your Steam games. You can get them on GOG from Steam. But it's only for certain things. Certain publishers have to allow it. It's limited time, activations. Oh, I was like, this is really hard. I wonder why. I definitely think that would be nice. I think it would be a pro-consumer thing. I don't think it would help them make money, obviously. I just think that would be cool. I don't see it working for any kind of nostalgia thing, though, because they make money off of people who buy shit based on nostalgia. I mean, there's people who are excited to replay something that came out like 3 years ago on the Wii U, just because it's coming out on the Switch. I mean, look at the Switch audience, man. People eat up anything, man. Like, even if it just fucking came out, people are like, it sells like crazy well. I don't get it that much. I mean, I do get it, but I don't know what it is about the audience that has that happen. I'm glad the games are getting a second life, like second, you know, breath. I'm totally fine with it, but they would never do a global license. Purely because of shit like that. I do think that something, like I said, tied to all current gen systems would be strong. Look at this shit. He can just do what that guy can, man. Just with the slow down time bullshit. Oh, he's dead, but alright.
Time to break out that sword.
Each company-specific online store, buy a game on the eShop, PSN, Xbox Live, have it carry that company's net console through your account.